This week I'm reviewing the Flare EarHD. They're billed as a revolutionary sound focusing device designed to improve your hearing. They're like ear trumpets, just a bit smaller. But do they work? Years ago, I bought an armoured car to stop myself getting wheel clamped in London. Even if I did get clamped, this thing would just chew them up and spit them out. The only problem was driving it, because essentially I was sitting in a baked bean can with a Spitfire engine. And after that, along with too many nights in very loud nightclubs, and I've lost a very significant amount of hearing. Now, hearing loss does creep up on you a bit. First, you mishear the odd word, often with quite comical results. I had to ring the comedian Spike Milligan once. He was getting on a bit by then, so when he asked me to repeat my name, I said it quite slowly, as in the way I would speak to a Frenchman. Yes, it's Arlo Guthrie. What, he said? Up a gum tree? Anyway, after a period of amusing Milliganistic malaprops, your hearing worsens and you start accusing everyone, especially your wife, of mumbling. There's a reason for that. It's the higher frequencies in your hearing that go first, so women's voices become harder to hear than men's. Anyway, your mumbling goes on for about a year until you find divorce lawyer in your wife's browser history. Shortly after, tennis coach. And you realise it really is time for a hearing test. There is a real stigma attached to hearing loss. My own daughter was mortified when I threatened to review a hearing aid. I think she'd be less embarrassed if I reviewed a hemorrhoid cream, and that's even if I included a video demonstration showing how to apply the stuff. I guess the reason for the stigma is that, unlike vision problems, hearing loss is more strongly associated with old age. That and the fact that, unlike glasses, you're always going to feel a little bit self-conscious wearing those NHS bricks behind your ears. So I must admit, I did spend quite a bit of time looking for alternatives. One of the things I discovered is just how much of a difference it makes if you cup your hands around your ears. It's remarkable. I'd say I can hear at least 30% better. But it's not a terribly practical way of improving your hearing. Definitely puts you at something of a disadvantage if you still play any sport. Like cricket. Catch! What? And not much fun at dinner parties either, unless you're eating through a nasogastric feeding tube. So then I thought one of these might be the answer. At least you'd still have one hand free, and I have to say, this thing really works. But it's not a great look, especially if you decide to go stereo. Then I heard about something called EarHD from a company called Flare. They're like mini ear trumpets, designed to block out sound from behind and to the sides and focus on what's in front of you. Brilliant, I thought. Perhaps this will improve my hearing enough that I don't need an NHS hearing aid. And look, on its website, it has that well-known audiologist, Professor Sir Stephen Fry, waxing lyrical about these things.
They're remarkable.
Must be good. Now, I should stress that when I rang the company, they did say that the Flare is not a hearing aid as such. But the instructions here say that when you wear them, you should look out for improved vocal range, reduced background noise, and boosted high frequencies. That's a hearing aid if you ask me. Now, the instructions say to pop these in your ear by pulling back on the top and pushing deep into the ear canal, making sure that they face forward. There we go. They're in. And I have to say they're pretty comfortable. Now, it does say you should wear these things for 24 hours to appreciate the full effect. So that's what I'm going to do now, and I'll report back in 24 hours. I've given these things a good old workout now, listening to both music and voices. But if you want the quick answer to the question, do they work? The answer's no. At best, I'd say there's no discernible difference between listening with these things in your ears or out. If anything though, I actually thought they muffled what's left of my higher frequency hearing. I wondered if perhaps the problem is that I've already lost too much hearing. But I gave them to my wife to try, and she too couldn't tell any difference, and nor could my young daughter. Now, the plastic EarHDs cost me just shy of £40. Thank God I didn't go for the aluminium or the titanium versions they had on their website at the time. They cost £299 and £399 respectively. Stephen Fry is quoted on the site saying, "As long as you've got open ears, they'll be even more open." Professor Sir Stephen, I think you've got a little bit muddled there. I think what you actually meant is that as long as you've got an open wallet, it'll be even more open. Now, I noticed that another of Flair's products, called the EarHD 360, now proudly bears the slogan, "As seen on the Gadget Show." Yeah, I was watching that episode. Craig Charles popped in a pair and said he didn't think they made the sound any better, whilst John Bentley said some people might think £30 was quite a lot of money to pay for a couple of bits of plastic. I don't know about as seen on the Gadget Show. It might be more accurate to say as denounced on the Gadget Show. Anyway, my search for the best hearing device goes on. I've backed a pair of Bluetooth hearing aids stroke earbuds on Indiegogo called Olive Pro. They'll arrive later in the year and I'll post a review when they do. Meantime, if anyone can recommend a decent hearing aid, please do share it below. If you know anyone with hearing loss, you might also like to share this review. And if you've enjoyed it, do subscribe with the button below. Otherwise, till the next time, I've been Arlo Guthrie. Bye-bye.